Hello, good morning. Welcome. It is Monday. I hope everyone had a very happy Mother's Day. And I'm just excited to be here with you for this new week. So I hope you're all doing well. We're going to talk today about the guide that wants to come through. I felt like I was going to leave this message very open to who wanted to come in for this week. So this is going to be a message guided by an ascended master. So we're going to start with the Divine Masters Oracle by Kyle Gray. And want to thank everyone who is supporting me on my podcast, Spiritual 411. So check that out if you haven't already. You can actually, there's a playlist here on YouTube. You can also listen on Spotify, iHeart, and Apple. And so that's there. We talked about equanimity. The past. Oh, interesting. Mary Magdalene is coming through. And it's very interesting because the grid that I have, I was gifted yesterday a Jesus statue. And so I put him on my grid over here kind of for the week. And interestingly enough, look who popped out and look how their colors are matchy-matchy. So Mary Magdalene is coming through. Sacred vessel. You are the answer. Be guided to your purpose. So I'm really feeling this week that even if you're not sure what your purpose is, I mean, we all have a purpose to be of service. We all have a purpose to be kind. We all have a purpose to model and share love, right? Friendship, love, even love through just practicing integrity, love through practicing forgiveness or equanimity, gratitude. So however this purpose is showing up for you this week, and maybe for some of you, this is your, like, your purpose, like you're here to be a healer, you're here to be a teacher, you're here to be a mother, you kind of really feel what your purpose is. And if that's you, awesome. I know for most of us, it's a little more wonkier. It's like a little more in limbo, or just like an unsure, I'm not really sure. I mean, after all this time, I think I can say my purpose is to be a teacher, right? Went for an education degree, and then went to be master instructor with energy healing, certification through integrated energy therapy. Like, I seem to rack up the certificates. Validating, honestly, that's really all they do, is they just validate that I'm in the right place, right? So I feel like for you, whatever is showing up for you this week that has to do with a passion of yours, something that you are, you embody. We all have that certain something that we bring to the table. Some people, it's they're just really funny, and we need that in our life, right? We need that relief, right? That comical relief. So important to have fun. And I don't think we give it enough credit sometimes, especially if you're someone that's on a healing journey. You're like, I don't feel like having fun, right? Because I'm going through it. But that's important. So whatever is coming out for you. But the other thing that I'm picking up too with Mary Magdalene is like this message of, being of service, being kind, but also like not buying into any story, any story that you're being given, any story that, because our purpose is, honestly, the overarching purpose for each and every one of us is to be sovereign, right? Is to be our own unique expression of the divine. That's what sovereign is, right? And if you're being your own expression of the divine and you're exuding kindness and integrity and forgiveness, like all the practices, right? But the caveat to that is the flip side to that is like, then you also have to not buy in to any story that you're being given that just doesn't feel right, right? And I feel like Mary Magdalene is coming in and really wanting you to like be thinking for yourself, like be very sovereign, like be very intentional with where you put your energy, very sovereign with what you're ingesting energetically, whether it's, you know, visual, auditory, um touch, any of our five senses, right? For sure. Um But really being kind of like and also being discerning. So that's one of the big practices that I'm feeling coming through this week. Like be very discerning with what people are telling you, what you're hearing, and this is in your own life and this is also in, the broader perspective of the world around us. So I feel like Mary Magdalene is coming in this week wanting you to really like embody your purpose of sovereignty and then any other purpose that you feel right? You feel aligned with teacher, healer, mother, mentor, scientist, mathematician, just any other purpose that you're aligned with. So that's who wanted to come through. Interesting. And then, like I said, so I also feel like there's a message this week of balancing the divine feminine and the divine masculine. So I'm feeling this message of, are you being too in your masculine striving and driving leadership, get things done? Or are you too in your nurturing, taking care of, being there, somehow it's like we've got to connect those, especially if you're someone that's one way or the other, like you're only embodying, one mostly, right? So yeah, I'm also picking that up this week. Like this is a week of really like balancing the fun, right? With the have tos, right? Balancing the physical with the emotional, balancing the mental and the spiritual, right? Like really like thinking about, okay, what am I mostly being or doing? And then what is the juxtaposition to that, right? And am I also allowing that? Because if you're only one thing, you're kind of missing out on the spectrum of life, right? And spirit doesn't want you to do that. So I feel like Mary Magdalene and Jesus are coming in today and it's all about like if you're mostly worrying, like how can you offset that with fun or with not worrying, whatever that looks like. So and maybe you've never thought about like, am I being more masculine? Am I being more feminine? Right? Maybe that's not something you've really ever like spent any time really thinking about, right? But if you really look at your traits, right? If you're looking at like I'm always I'm always making a list, I'm always getting things accomplished, I'm always struggling or worrying about this, that, or the other, right? That's very masculine energy, right? Or are you someone that's like, I'm always nurturing, I'm always helping, I'm always giving advice, I'm always creating, right? Creating a comfortable home, creating a meal, creating um, safety and stability for other people, going and helping other people, but I'm not getting my stuff done, right? My stuff is getting pushed to the background, right? So I feel like this is a week of like, let's get in more balance. Okay. So I'm just going to put her over here. And I know you can't really see my, I don't know if I can get that up there without making a mess. Okay, there we go. So now you can see the grid that we have. So it's very heart-centered. So a lot of pinks and greens for heart chakra and higher heart. So I feel like this is really and the yellow for this year. So yeah, and there they are, Mary Magdalene and Jesus. So yeah, I feel like that's what wanted to come through today. So I wanted to be able to show you. Okay, so let's, and I'm going to use the stained glass tarot because for those of you who followed me for a minute, you know the stained glass tarot has a lot of rose symbol in it, and the rose is Mary Magdalene's symbol. So I feel like she really resonates with this deck. So here we go. See what else they want to bring through, because I feel like it is both Jesus and Mary Magdalene here with us, not just Mary Magdalene. Oh, okay. So 3 fell out. So I'm going to do them in the order here. Oh, okay. So I almost flipped this right side out. I don't want to do that. So yeah, 4 of Swords came out in the reverse. So I like this. This is a week of overcoming obstacles or things showing up to help you get out of this defeated kind of energy. That's what I'm picking up. That's what I'm picking up. So this is very encouraging. And yeah, look at that. Look at the roses. Can you see the roses in there? Right there on the side. So okay, 4 of Swords. Oh, the Chariot. Movement this week. Movement this week. Look at that. Things taking off. And I feel like you're very motivated this week. I feel like you're very focused. Look how focused this gentleman is. Like he knows where this chariot is going. So I do feel like something is coming in this week where you're going to know what direction to go in. So if you're someone who's waiting on some kind of information to help you with, like, what direction do I go in? I feel like this. Oh, and look at this. Yeah, balanced energy. Look at this. The lions at the top here. In symmetry, in balance. So yeah, something is coming in this week to help you balance out whatever you've been focused on, worried about, and focused on. It's like a focus, like a so you're worried. Like you're so focused, you can't think about anything else. It's really a worry energy that I'm picking up. So yeah, this Chariot, things are moving this week. Look at that. Things are taking off, but in a balanced way. So balance is coming in, balancing out the checkbook, balancing out the friendship, balancing out the relationship. Yeah. Yes. Balancing out something you're overcoming, you were worried about. Yeah. So yeah, Page of Wands in reverse. Yeah, you're still stuck to some extent. So Page of Wands in reverse. Yeah. Yeah, you're still dealing with some lethargy, some lack of inspiration. You're just still holding on to holding yourself back. So I feel like this is all about this too shall pass. So whatever you're going through beginning of the week, I feel like you have to know, like, this is very temporary. That's what I'm getting with this card. It's a very temporary. Yeah, things may feel stagnant, but you're going to get the information on, like, what direction to go in. Yeah, so let's see how this week, where this week goes, shall we? Oh, and this one, like, literally, like, wants to come out. Oh, nice. Perfect. Yeah, 9 of Cups. Look at that. Oh my gosh, and doesn't that look like Jesus? Look at that card. Holy cow. Yeah, Jesus is here supporting us this week, master teacher. So if you're someone that is, like, trying to learn something, or some clarity is going to be coming in for you, surrounding your purpose, or surrounding questions you've been asking the universe and Jesus, and Mary Magdalene. Yeah, 9 of Cups. Yeah, things are going to be coming in to help you balance your emotions, some good news, some information. And it may come in via inspiration. So you may have been asking this question very, very heartfelt, pleading, praying, right? And I feel like the Nine of Cups is saying the answer is coming. You'll get the answer. Things will feel better. Things are opening up. Opening up. I feel like you're opening up. So for some of you, this might be communication with someone. I know this isn't typically a communication card, but I am feeling that something with someone has been maybe difficult, hasn't really gone the way that you thought it would. And this week is bringing back something in that relationship or something in your emotional body that really helps you. Okay. Let's get the 5th card. Oh, you can't see me shuffling them. Oh, okay. All right. Okay. I got it. I got you. And we got a few. So we're going to get some outcome cards. Okay. So, yep. So this is Fool in reverse. So this is not a completely new beginning this week. No, I feel like the information, the inspiration you're getting, the answer to your question this week is not leading you down an unknown path. Not leading you down an unknown path. And this message may not be for everyone, but I feel like there's those of you out there who have been trying to work on something or create something. And this is the week where you get the information that leads you and opens up the energy around what it is you're trying to create or wanting. All right, so let's see. So the first outcome card is, we got the Fool and the Magician, both in reverse. Oh, yeah. And okay, I got 2 cards of lack of energy or yeah, this is a week where you're coming out of lack of energy. You're coming into motivation. You're coming into motivation. This is you coming into motivation. These 2 cards are signifying motivation. Yeah, 2 of Swords in reverse. Something you're seeing it. You're getting it. You're being inspired, or it's coming in. They're showing it to you. Yeah, this week something. You're going to know why. You're going to know the why. Why didn't I get the promotion? Why didn't that person get back to me? Why have things been so stagnant? Like the energy has not been moving. So this is a week of clarity. This is a week of clarity. I really like, yep. This is a week to not strive and drive. This is why we needed to get into balance with our divine feminine or divine masculine. This is a week of staying diligent, staying consistent, keep doing the work, keep focusing on your purpose. And again, that overarching purpose of your sovereignty, stepping into your sovereignty if you're not sure of what your specific purpose is. Yeah, but the light is showing up this week if you take the time to go within, drop down into your heart, and get in connection with your sovereignty, your connection to the divine, your connection to the divine. Yeah. Because your hard work is paying off. Your hard work is paying off, and there are going to be reasons to celebrate. It's coming. It's coming. So this week is about you in connection with yourself. And I feel like that's how the answers come in. If you get quiet, like if you stop worrying, if you stop overgiving, overdoing, overspending, overeating, like really like be very intentional this week. Like I'm going to only go where I have a seat at the table. I'm only putting my energy with people who value me. I'm only giving where I'm also getting reciprocity, right? I'm also receiving. It's a reciprocal energy. Anybody that's overtaxing me, they're manipulating me, they're um, taking me for granted. Like this is not the week for that, because I feel like we only have so much energy. We only have so much capacity each and every day. And I feel like up to this point in this month, there's been a lot of focus on creating and doing and fear energy around survival, right? Root chakra, right? So you've been doing a lot of things to get that root chakra. And this week, the stagnant, blocked energy that you've been dealing with, you'll get the answer. You'll get the answer. Movement will happen, but only if you take the time to shore up your own energy, utilize your energy for yourself. And I know for some of you that is going to sound so selfish. And it's going to be so hard because you're still kind of in that people pleasing. I'm not safe and stable if I don't give, do, be, right? So if you've not checked out my recent podcast on equanimity, please do. Because it really goes through survival mode and what that looks like. And I feel like this is a week that if you can really settle and calm your nervous system, have some fun, things will start showing up. Whether it's through inspiration, whether it's through the phone call, whatever you're waiting for. But I just feel like there's answers this week coming if you can get your energy kind of pulled in, calmed down, in a peaceful state. When you're in chaos, nothing can get to you. You can't get the opportunity, you can't get the resource, you can't get what you need because the energy is so chaotic. You're actually blocking your blessings. And I feel like this is a week that, okay, if we can get quiet, take care of what we need to take care of, and then not let anybody interrupt our peace, things will show up. Inspiration will happen, right? So, okay. That being said, let's get some advice. Okay. So we're going to use the Angel Guide by Kyle Gray, and these cards are literally jumping at me. Okay. So I'm going to just give them a good shuffle. Maybe even knock them out because they were literally jumping all over the place. All right. That feels better. That feels more aligned. All right. And that one wanted to come out, and I actually, oh, look at that. Romance and connections, masculine and feminine, divine masculine, divine feminine. And the one on the top wanted to come out too. So I'm going to save that one. So let's talk about this one, romance connections. Yeah. So for some of you, the reason you need to get quiet and pull your energy in for yourself is because there could be a connection showing up. And if you are rested, if you're peaceful, if you're calm, if your energy is very centered and grounded, like it's easier to kind of discern, is this the right time for me? Is this the right situation for me? But I feel like for some of you, this divine feminine, divine masculine energy that is balancing out, for those of you who are single, it's balancing out by bringing divine feminine or divine masculine energy to you. Doesn't necessarily mean male or female. It's the energy, right? So if you're a female who has a lot of masculine energy, you're very driven, you're very focused, you have a, high powered job or a very responsible job, like having, a man or a woman partner in your life who is more nurturing and more caring, and, that balances out the relationship, right? So however this works for you. But yeah, that's what I'm picking up. Like there may be a connection coming in, and it may, a connection. This says romance and connection. So I mean, it could be a mentor, it could be a friend, it could be any kind of connection, emotional connection. But for some of you, I wouldn't rule out romance, especially if you're someone that's been single for a minute, to be honest with you. And then, oh, there it is. Do the work. Yeah, this is the card that wanted to come out because and I was picking that up, and I think that goes, really well with the Hermit card. You can't do the work if you're not taking the time, if you're not staying home, if you're not closing your door, if you're not turning off social media, not for the week, but for a minute every day, right? Maybe you take 20 to 30 minutes every day where you just set your phone on, airplane mode in another room, and, you meditate or you journal or you take a nap. Whatever you need to do to kind of shore up your own energetic reserves, right? So this is a week to take the time, because if you do, things will show up. If you do, you will get the answers. If you do, you will get the opportunity, you'll get the resource. But things cannot show up if you're in chaos, especially this week, because that's the message I'm getting. I'm not an astrologer, but I would definitely look at the astrology because I do know a lot of things are happening this week. So with that being said, I do want to pick some of these tea leaf cards to round out this message. So these will be specific. Take what resonates. I say that, and then they have like I don't know. Then they tend to go together so I'm going to do half and half because it is such a large deck. And I think I'm going to cut it because nothing's really jumping out. Okay, so let's cut it. And I want to put this card over here because I feel like that all goes together. There's something there this week with the divine feminine and divine masculine. So I wouldn't be surprised if each and every one of us in some way kind of either meet someone new or you just find yourself wanting to play in that other energy. So if you're someone who's more masculine, you want to be more feminine. Or if you're someone who tends to be more feminine, you want to be more masculine. So interesting week for sure. Yeah, look at that temporary situation. I love that. That validates that, whatever you're going through, this lethargy, this, stagnant, blocked energy, just know this week it's temporary. So don't get caught up in the fear, that things aren't working out or things aren't showing up. Yeah, because there is going to be an opportunity to be in connection to a close friend. So, whether that's an email or a text message or a lunch date. Yeah. Pleasure with a close friend. Yep. There it is. There's the masculine. Pay attention to your work. If you're someone that's more feminine, this is a week to pay attention to your work. This is why you can't be in chaos. This is why your energy can't be all over the place, because you're going to miss something. You're going to miss the email. You're going to miss the communication. And it's not because you mean to, it's because you're just all over the place, right? Okay. Ooh, dark woman. Dealing or relationship with a woman with dark complexion or hair. So be on the lookout for that. And one more, and then we'll go to the other half. Tiger, doing something risky, taking a chance. So for some of you, you may be given an opportunity that does feel a little risky, or it feels, it's out of your comfort zone. So I feel like, at least give it a good think through. Like, don't just dismiss it offhand because it's so different or it's so not in your wheelhouse or your comfort zone. So yeah, be open and receptive this week. And you can only do that if you're grounded. So grounding this week. Oh, look at that wealth card came out. Yeah, those of you worried about money, you'll be okay. Things are showing up this week. May not be money, but it'll be the opportunity. It'll be a resource. Things like somebody, grabs your lunch tab, or somebody pays for your coffee, that kind of thing. Like, that's money in your pocket if you think about it. I had a situation yesterday where my meal was taken care of. So the money I'd set aside for that, I can now use for something else, something also pleasurable. So, this is how it works sometimes. So, oh, that one flipped. Okay, we got you. We got flag. Do not be tempted to lower your standards. Ding, 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 ding. Yeah. And, when you get in fear, especially around money, right? Especially if you're in business for yourself, sometimes, you think about lowering your standards because you're afraid that, you're not being valued or you're not going to have what you need. And so I think this is not a week to lower your standards and to know that things are going to be showing up. So this is a week of, I'm hearing the word equanimity. So again, if you need more information on that, definitely go over to my podcast, Spiritual 411. So short story short, equanimity, is about staying even. Especially when you're trying to be triggered. If someone's coming at you and they're trying to trigger you and you can't be triggered, you're in equanimity, you're calm, you're even, you understand where they're coming from, but you're not responding the way that they want you to or trying to get you to, because this is your way of knowing that that layer of whatever it is they're trying to trigger has been released, or you can call it healed. And so it's a really nice place to be. And if you're someone that feels like you can't get into equanimity, like you just get triggered so easily, then that means that your emotional body is full. It's full and things are popping out. And so definitely check out my integrated energy therapy page on my website if you need help with that, because we can help you with that. Okay, so all right, the last one, I think, scales. Yeah, there it is. And I love that we're ending on the message we started with, keeping your life in balance. Yes, balance this week. Really, really important. So I love how that turned out. That's Spirit in the House speaking. That is Master Teacher Jesus and Mary Magdalene coming through for us today, helping us to be reminded to stay grounded, to protect our energy, know that we are loved, we are sovereign, we are part of the divine. And if we take the time to tap into that, things will show up. The way forward will be revealed. All right, guys. I'm going to leave it there. I keep looking at the wrong place because I moved the camera in the middle of this video, which I've never done before. So that was fun. Have a beautiful rest of your week. I'm sending you so much love and so many blessings. If you want more information on integrated energy therapy, the energy healing modality that is the primary energy healing modality in my spiritual coaching, you can do energy healing sessions on their own, or you can do them in my spiritual life coaching packages. So all of that is on my website, and it's so profound. And I'm so passionate about it because of how it has changed my life and how it has changed others, especially if you're someone that is really floundering. You're just swimming in stuff, whether it's shadow work, whether it's frustration in your life right now, inner child healing, addiction, abuse, neglect, dramas, the stories you've been told to tell yourself that you can't seem to let go of. I get it. And so, especially if you've been through narcissistic abuse, but whatever your story is, the 9 healing angels come in and they do the work. And so if you're someone that can't get into equanimity because you just get triggered, or you're just going through it physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, you need help. Book your free call, your discovery call. and let's have a conversation. Because if you're someone that is in despair, you feel hopeless, you don't know where to turn. And energy healing, especially integrated energy therapy, it's going to complement any other healing you're doing. So it's going to impact you on such a spiritual level. It's going to impact you at the spiritual DNA level, which is a real thing, right? We don't have junk DNA. We have quantum DNA. We have spiritual DNA. That's why they can't explain it yet. I think we're getting there, and we will. But if you're someone that is really, really struggling, your issues in your tissues, the issues, the emotional abuse, neglect, traumas and dramas, they're being held at the cellular level. The angels can transform that for you, release it for you. I'm just the channeler. So if you want more information on that, please, please, please reach out. You can also email me. You can chat on my website, and I will respond, because I know that if you're reaching out and you're wanting to work with me, then you're in a boat that you don't see a way out of. You don't see the shoreline. You're floundering, and you need someone to throw you that lifeline. And that's what the angels are going to do. So that is what we've got going on. And that is what I am here. That is my purpose that I have found over these last decade. And that is what I'm bringing to you each and every day. Whether we're working together, you're watching my videos, or you're listening to my podcast, I appreciate you. And if you're someone that really, really, really needs to dive deep to reclaim their sovereignty and getting your life back on track, or on a track you don't even know exists, because you've been carrying the weight of this most or all of your life. I know. It's devastating sometimes, but you can reclaim your life. You can reclaim your power. You can be sovereign. You can be happy. You can be abundant. You can be prosperous. You can be loved. Absolutely. Absolutely. All right, guys. We'll talk soon.